How do I afford all of my cars is the most common question that I still get to this day. Now, if you guys have been following my channel, you'll know I answered this question a few times already. But since people still keep on asking and I have new subscribers every day, I figured I'd answer the question again because it's a good question. Also, I just recently paid off my BMW X5, which you guys actually can't see right now because, well, that car is, it's somewhere. And there will be an update video about it sometime soon. Now, this is going to be a talking video, so I'll try to keep it fast-paced and interesting as best I can. But also, let me just say this before I get into it. This is not meant to be a brag or a flex by any means. This is just to answer some curiosity. So now, to answer this question, I'm going to go over a few topics. One, what I do to make money. Two, how I'm able to afford the mods and maintenance on these cars because that's a whole other thing. And lastly, how I'm able to make it make sense. So let's start off with the first one, how I make my money. Now, being fully transparent with you guys, I make personal money and then I also make like YouTube money, if you want to call it that. So if you guys didn't know already, I went to college, I studied accounting and finance, and since then I've had a few careers, a few different positions in those fields. I'm not going to go into too much detail because I know it's not that exciting or thrilling. The other way that I make money personally is I have a few rental properties. So honestly guys, that is how I mainly afford these cars. That's what I do for a living in addition, or mainly, and then I do YouTube in addition, but that's how I make most of my money. Now for someone in that position, it still wouldn't make sense to own these two cars. And then on top of that, don't forget guys, I also have the BMW X5. But yeah, these cars just aren't the most practical. Like you don't see an accountant or someone in finance driving both of these cars, not one who's like the main provider of his family. The reason why I have these cars leads us into the second topic, which is what you're watching right now, this YouTube channel. So like I said guys, obviously I'm not a big creator, I'm not a big time YouTuber, but on YouTube, even as a small creator, you can make some decent money. A lot of my videos don't get too many views, but I have some I like to call evergreen videos that still get views to this day and still make me a decent amount of money, like my building a BMW 330i in 10 minutes. That video actually recently hit over 1 million views. I have some videos like showing how to do oil changes or changing out windshield wipers. Those videos sometimes can get like 70, 80, 100, couple 100,000 views. So although if you look at my YouTube channel and you're like, well, this guy doesn't get that many views, I still have a whole bunch of evergreen videos that still continue to get views and make me money in addition to the videos that I'm uploading today. So that's just one way you make money off of YouTube. It's the views, the AdSense, whatever you want to call it. You guys just watching this video, when YouTube plays those ads, I get a cut of that. So I do get paid that way. Now, is it a lot? No. Just to kind of give you guys like a frame of reference, I get paid like roughly $4 or $5 for every 1,000 views. Now, if you're watching this video right now, look at how many views it has. It probably doesn't have that much. So if this video gets like 2,000 views, I'll have made $10 off of it, which is not that much. Now, this is an easier video for me because I'm just out here talking, but if I'm installing something on the cars, like a mod or something, like the lowering springs, let's say, for example, on the Supra, that job took me like 4 hours. And then to edit that video took me maybe like another 4 hours. And that's disregarding all the time that I spent researching the mods, talking with sponsors and all that, which I'll get into a little later in this video. Let's just say altogether, it took me 10 hours to make that video. Go check my YouTube channel. That video probably has 1,500 views, if that. So that video made me like $7, which is pretty crazy. But I don't want to discourage myself or you guys. That's not how you really make good money off YouTube. It's the accumulation of these videos, and then once in a while when one of these videos becomes like an evergreen or just kind of blows up and all that type of stuff. But anyways, that's just one way of making money off the YouTube video. The other way you can make money is affiliate marketing. Now let's keep with that same example of the lowering springs on the Supra. If any of you guys click on the links down in the description of that video or any of my videos and you buy something from those links, I get a small commission. Now, it does not change the price that you guys pay. You did not pay any extra to pay me. It's just really how these companies kind of reward you for advertising their products or pushing their products. So if you buy something from them, it's almost like I led to that sale. So I get like a maybe 3 or at best 5% commission off the products. And now, in my opinion, the best way to make money off YouTube as an automotive YouTuber is getting sponsored products, which kind of leads me into how I'm able to afford modding the cars the way that I do, because I'm not a shop, guys. I'm a one-man show. I film, edit, install, I do everything myself. No one helps me with my YouTube channel. Obviously, I have friends who help me out install stuff. So shout out to all my friends. You guys know who you are. So not many one-man shows can really just go and modify a car this fast or do this many things. Like, I actually recently did a video about the G80 M3, which I've owned for about a year and a half. And this car currently, excluding sales tax, shipping, installation costs, has about $25,000 of mods on it, which is a lot of money in mods. And the reason is for that, guys, sponsorship. So huge shout out to Keys Motorsports, Inline 6 Auto, Burger Tuning, Apex, and a whole bunch of other companies who have helped me out with these builds. And special emphasis on Keys Motorsports, my main sponsor, who sends me most of the parts for these cars. So if I haven't made it clear yet, guys, the reason why I'm able to mod these cars so quickly is because I work with sponsors, and a lot of the times they'll send me parts for free. It's almost like an exchange. If they send me a part for this car and I make a video about it, you guys can see their part live. You guys can see the install. You guys can get my opinion on it, and then you can choose to buy it yourself. And if you do, again, I make affiliate marketing commission. But anyways, the point is, that's how I'm able to modify these cars so quickly. Now, again, that was the case with the M3, and now recently, Keys Motorsports is helping me out with the Supra. As a matter of fact, like I said before, we already put lowering springs. We also did a few other things, and we have a lot more coming for this car, guys. Again, thanks to Keys Motorsports. Just to catch you guys up really quickly, if you haven't been following the channel, in addition to those H&R lowering springs that Keys sent me, they also sent me some wheel spacers, so we have that on the car. And then recently we did a Keys charge pipe and an MSC intake with the clear cover. So that's how I'm able to do it. As a YouTuber, I get those opportunities. Don't judge me, guys. I'm gonna place you down on the M3 because my hands are getting cold, so I want to put them in my pocket. But anyways, another reason why I'm able to modify these cars so quickly is because I do all the work myself. Now, obviously, I don't do anything crazy on these cars. It's usually, you know, like exhaust, springs, like, again, I'm not a shop. I'm not building engines. Like, I do pretty simple stuff that I think a lot of you guys can relate to, because I think this is what the common person would want to do. We're not building SEMA cars out here, guys, and I'm totally fine with that. These are like OEM plus cars in a way. So now in terms of maintenance, this is not really going to be specific to me, but it's a big word of advice for anybody who owns a BMW. FCP Euro is your best friend. So these cars, again, similar to modding them, I do all the maintenance myself, but when it comes to buying the stuff, I get them from FCP Euro. And if you guys didn't know, FCP Euro offers a lifetime warranty. So for example, if you buy oil and then you buy it again to change the previous oil, you can send that previous oil back to FCP Euro and they will refund you. Yeah, you heard me right. It's a crazy like business plan or whatever you want to call it that they have. They're smart, they do it for a reason. It keeps people coming back to them. Like, I only go to FCP Euro, but it's something that really helps me out, especially since I have the Supra, I have the M3, I have the X5, I have the 435, which belongs to my brother, but I still help him maintain it, of course. So we maintain a lot of cars on this channel, and yeah, doing it from FCP Euro helps out big time. So FCP Euro, if you're watching this, please sponsor me. So just to recap, I have my own career, I have my rental property, so I have my money myself, and then I also run YouTube like a business where I'm able to generate money and make these cars make sense. And that again leads us to the last point, is how I'm able to make these cars make sense. Now look, this is where I'm gonna get a little fatherly and maybe a little more opinionated, but whatever, it is what it is. Personally, guys, I think buying these cars is financially irresponsible. These are not cheap cars. This M3, which I'm pointing at, you guys can't see right now, was $97,000 MSRP. That's a lot of money, man. Even the Supra, I bought a little more economically, you can say. It was a rebuild title and it needed work. I bought it for 28 grand. That car is even 28 grand isn't that bad, but guys, it's such a useless car. Like, it has no back seats, virtually no trunk space. It's rear wheel drive. Basically, I paid 28 grand for a toy. Now look, unless you make a whole bunch of money where 28 grand, 97 grand just means nothing to you, then, you know, it is what it is. Like, you can afford these cars, but personally, I think these cars are very expensive, and I don't think someone who makes the amount of money that I do should ever buy these cars if it wasn't for the fact that I have a YouTube channel, and in a way, these cars kind of pay for themselves. Now, if you follow my channel regularly, you'll know that I bought this car cash, 28K cash. It was a rebuild title, did not finance it. The M3 I financed, and this one I'm still paying off. And I think I mentioned in the beginning of this video, I can't remember. It's so cold, guys. I'm like forgetting everything. My hands are going numb. But I think I already mentioned in the beginning of the video, if I forgot to mention it, I recently just paid off my X5. The X5 was also financed. I bought it less than a year ago, and I just sent off a $25,000 check to finish the loan off. So the X5 I now officially fully own. It's not the bank's car. And then the Supra, I also fully own. The title is in my name. The only car that's still financed is the M3. And now, just for transparency, guys, the M3, I think I still owe about like 60 on it, which is a lot of money. I'm not upside down on the loan by any means, not even close, because this M3 with only 5,000 miles, KBB's value is like 89 on a trade-in, which is pretty crazy. But the reason why I'm not paying off this car is because, well, one, that's a lot of capital. 25K is different than 60K. So I don't want to fork up 60K just to pay off this car. And again, from a almost like way of looking at it is, well, this M3 YouTube pays for. So the payment on it is $1,400 a month, and YouTube and affiliate marketing, all that makes enough money to pay for the payment. So, you know, in a way, that's how I kind of see it. Is that responsible? Is it not? I don't know. For now, I'm just going to leave it like that. I've had the car for like a year and a half. I will still pay it off sooner than my loan. I mean, the X5 I had for less than a year and I already paid off the loan. So that's usually how I like to gear these things. I know some people are gonna be like, oh, it's different affording these cars versus affording a monthly payment. I've gotten that comment a few times. Guys, that's not the case. Sometimes it doesn't make sense to fork up the capital. But anyways, the point is, these cars in a way are able to pay for themselves, because once I make these YouTube videos, once I use these cars to make TikToks, Instagram videos, YouTube videos, whatever it is, they're generating revenue and they are paying for themselves. Because like I was saying, guys, I don't think it's financially responsible for someone at least at my caliber. Maybe you're in a situation where you're like, oh, 100K car, no big deal. 28 car, no big deal. I'm just not. But since these cars are able to pay for themselves, that's how I'm able to make it make sense. By the way, I'm sorry if I sound funny. I feel like my lips are starting to freeze together and I'm starting to develop some type of lisp. The last thing I'm gonna say is, since this is a business and since these things generate revenue and all that, there are tax advantages to this. Now, this isn't financial advice by any means. Don't take it that way. Since I run this as a business, guys, a lot of this stuff are tax write-offs. So if I buy something to make a video, it's part of my business expenses. So that's how I'm able to make this make a little more sense. Now, some people misunderstand what a write-off is. Again, I emphasize it's not legal advice, but a write-off does not mean that it's free. A write-off means that it is a business expense that offsets your business income. So I'm just gonna leave it at that. Feel free to do some Googling and look into it a little more. But yeah, that's it, guys. Like, that's how I'm able to afford these cars. I do a lot, I'll be honest with you. I'm a very busy guy. I work hard for everything that I have. No, this is not daddy's money by any means. I'm a son of immigrants, and my parents told me to go to college and get a good career, and that's how you make a living. And I learned in this economy, especially if you want to have a wife who can stay home with your kids and all that, it's not enough. So hopefully this video was insightful. Again, this is not meant to be a brag or a flex, just to be fully transparent with you guys. Hopefully I'll inspire someone and give someone an idea of how to afford these cars themselves. Maybe I'll inspire someone to start their own YouTube channel and make their expensive car make sense. But regardless, I hope you enjoyed this video. You know, it's freezing. I didn't want to work on the cars. I have some parts to install, especially on the Supra, but it is just way too cold today. It's about like 15 degrees Fahrenheit right now, so it is absolutely freezing. So with that said, I'm gonna wrap up this video here, but don't forget to drop it a like, guys. And with that said, I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.